Glen Powell has taken the world by storm. Since appearing in Top Gun Maverick, it seems he's been everywhere. But then again, there's no such thing as too much Glen Powell. In just a few years, he has already become a huge box office draw, truly cementing himself as a reliable leading man.
That's why he's the GOAT! The GOAT!
These days, it's rare to find actors that are truly passionate about what goes into making films. Unlike most actors, Powell had humble beginnings in Austin, Texas, with zero connections in the entertainment industry. He began his career as a child actor, first appearing in Spy Kids 3D, which was just such an iconic movie for me as a kid. It was also my first 3D experience in theaters.
Go back to Grandpa.
Pros, superior intellect. Cons, physically disabled.
Shooting in his hometown, he described the experience as one of his favorites.
I think the Spy Kids experience was really one of the best days of my whole life. Also, Spy Kids 3D was arguably Art Dune.
Following Spy Kids, he had two small roles in The Wendell Baker Story and Fast Food Nation, which also shot locally in Austin. In high school, he was quite the athlete, playing both lacrosse and football. And during his freshman year at the University of Texas, he would land a supporting role in Denzel Washington's The Great Debaters.
King Kong ain't got shit on me!
Ironically, Powell studied debate in high school. Speaking with Austin 360 in 2007, the Texas native described working with Washington. He gives you a lot of freedom, but he knows what he wants and he likes to see others succeed. After wrapping on the film, Powell met with Washington and his agent Ed Limato. On the topic of the meeting, Powell noted, "I'll never forget it. I sat down with him and Denzel, and it was quick. Ed goes, 'You should move out here and give this a shot.' He's like, 'This shit doesn't happen overnight, but you should take the plunge.'" Denzel has since joked that Glen owes him for giving him his career.
Okay. Alright.
Once landing in Hollywood, he had a series of failed auditions for leading roles in many films and shows with the likes of Friday Night Lights, Cowboys and Aliens, and The Longest Ride, losing the latter two roles to Paul Dano and Scott Eastwood. Despite this, he won a small role in The Dark Knight Rises as a stockbroker. Powell called it a major moment in his career.
As far as Dark Knight Rises, getting my head smashed by Bane. I've talked about that for years afterwards. If nothing ever happened in my career, at least I got my ass kicked by Bane. So,
of course.
Yeah, it's been a good ride.
By 2014, Glen Powell was cast in the pivotal role in The Expendables 3 as Thorn, one of 4 new recruits that were set to become the next generation of Expendables. Of course, this didn't happen as the sequel dropped all of the new actors and was a massive bomb, unfortunately. Working with legendary Hollywood heavyweights like Stallone, Schwarzenegger, Mel Gibson, and Harrison Ford, it was a really big deal for the young actor. Powell noted that it was a huge honor and privilege to be headlined among these legends. Ever resourceful, Powell made sure to take advantage of the time he had with these actors. He recounted, "The coolest thing about being on set in Bulgaria for 3 months was picking Sly's brain about how to last in Hollywood as long as he has." Always studying his heroes, Glen put all of the great advice he received over the years to good use.
But it ain't about how hard you hit. It's about how hard you can get hit and keep moving forward. How much you can take and keep moving forward. That's how winning is done.
While all seemed great, he unfortunately had quite the ordeal at the film's wrap party.
They have all these character banners that are draped on the Carlton Hotel. The funniest part was there was a large bouncer that was convinced that I shouldn't be in the VIP section.
No.
So it kind of turned into a physical altercation where I got hit in the face at the Expendables 3 party because no one recognized me, even though there was a banner in the party of my face. So I got kicked out of the VIP section. Just because you got a banner doesn't mean you're getting into the party.
From there, Powell's career seemed to be only going up. After appearing in 2 supporting roles in Sex Ed and Ride Along 2, he really showed he had a way with comedy.
Sex Ed, be good to your vagina, and it'll be good to you. And maybe me.
What did he say?
There's something that comes out before you think it does, so just know that.
Proving he could work with any genre. He then landed a lead role in Ryan Murphy's horror comedy series Scream Queens, with other big stars like Ariana Grande, Emma Roberts, and Nick Jonas. Starring in another comedy, Everybody Wants Some, this would mark his second collaboration after Fast Food Nation with the ever-talented Richard Linklater, a fellow Austin resident. The film was also shot there. Despite not being a huge box office hit, it would go on to become a really big one on streaming. After a string of great supporting performances, Powell would get his big break to stardom with Set It Up. With a starring role, the world finally saw just how charming and capable Powell can be as a leading man, not only just a clever romantic comedy. Set It Up was just a massive hit on Netflix. From here, the trajectory of his career would only go up, with Powell receiving offers for nearly everything. Later in the year, Glen would audition for the role of Rooster, Goose's son, going up against fellow big names Nicholas Hoult and Miles Teller. While Teller would win the role, Tom Cruise was really impressed with Hoult and Powell. Hoult will go on to play the new villain in Mission Impossible Dead Reckoning.
You're crazy, man. You're crazy. I like you, but you're crazy.
However, when filming restarted for the sequel after COVID delays, he was unfortunately unable to film, which resulted in him being recast with Cy Morales.
Come again.
Wanting to include Glen Powell in Top Gun, Tom Cruise offered the role of another pilot, Slayer, to Powell. Unimpressed, Powell was extremely resistant as he felt the character was very one-dimensional and, his words, a Navy Draco Malfoy.
You'll never catch me!
Miles Teller. What?
Cruise, producer Jerry Bruckheimer, director Joseph Kosinski, and co-writer Christopher McQuarrie worked hard to convince him. As they really wanted Powell, they allowed him to completely have creative freedom to reshape the character and make him well-rounded. Firstly, Slayer was changed to Hangman.
Who's gonna be team leader? And which one of y'all has what it takes to follow me?
Let's go. Let's see what you got. Hangman's coming.
Hangman, he doesn't fly well with the team, sort of lives on the edge.
You put your team in danger. They couldn't keep up.
He knows he's the best, and he's not here to make friends.
Damn it!
Regarding his decision to take the role, Powell mentioned, "It was a leap of faith. In hindsight, I'm like, God, I can't imagine if I missed out on this one, but it wasn't so obvious." His concerns really speak to how important the script means to him. Luckily, it paid off in the end as Hangman became a fan-favorite character, and the role catapulted him to superstardom. And not only that, Top Gun Maverick was a huge success, grossing $1.5 billion and even received an Oscar nomination for Best Picture. A true lover of cinema, Powell feels responsible to really give his all to the audience, saying, "To make movies on that scale, if you want to make a Top Gun Maverick with that budget, you have to be able to justify your value as a star and your creative influence to make sure that the movie will play everywhere." Always trying to learn new things, Powell goes into every project wanting to know how he can make it better. Learning all the trade secrets certainly came in handy, as now Powell has begun writing and producing his own films. On an Instagram post, he wrote, "It takes a village to make a movie, and to make something groundbreaking, something classic, everyone on a crew has to step up. The writing, the acting, the camera, the music all must work together." Powell shared that nearly every streaming service offered a large sum for the rights to Anyone But You.
Check out the new trailer for my new movie.
My new movie.
It's actually my movie.
We'll see which movie it is when it comes out.
Okay. Check out the new trailer for our new movie, Anyone But You. Now.
Better?
Better?
Just play the trailer.
Oh my god. Enjoy.
But they refused to accept the offers because he knew just how valuable a product it would be in theaters. Streaming movies can be great, like recent hits such as Rebel Ridge, but it just doesn't have the same impact of watching it in a packed theater with the best sound systems. Having learnt from the best, Powell has a very bright future in Hollywood. Already a bankable star, he gets things done. In every single role he steps in, it becomes a mission, putting all his heart and soul into it. Realizing just how overstuffed IP movies have become, Powell has declined major roles in Marvel projects and most recently in Gareth Edwards' new Jurassic Park film. He even said no to what he calls Oscar bait movies, something he took from Tom Cruise's playbook. Powell just wants to be in great movies. In an era where filmmaking is kinda going down the drain,
Monica, she blasted you halfway across New Jersey.
And I survived because she chose to protect me.
She's holding thousands of people hostage.
And it could have been thousands more if she hadn't put up her own quarantine.
Shut up. Get out.
it's reassuring to have someone in the industry who truly cares and has a genuine love for cinema. His most recent success was Twisters, playing Tyler Owens, a seemingly cocky character like Hangman, but completely not and has nothing but good intentions. The movie was the definition of an exciting blockbuster, with fantastic direction from Lee Isaac Chung, and great performances from Daisy Edgar-Jones and Anthony Ramos. I went to a screening of the film with the Q&A with Chung and the cast, and it was really fun to hear how their love for the movies was the driving factor for making an all-around crowd pleaser.
You know, I think the thing that we kind of took onto this movie, at least that what I took from Top Gun Maverick, is it's all about the audience. You know, you think about when you're kind of retreading on ground like Top Gun or Twister, you go back to the original and you go, okay, what's the feeling? Like, it was all about how to make an audience really go on that ride, and I really think we nailed it on this one. It's like a great ride. I can't wait for you guys to experience it.
Also released this year was Hitman, which he co-wrote with frequent collaborator Richard Linklater, who directed the film. In the film, he plays a volunteer for the police who goes undercover disguised as hitman to bust people. The movie gave him a lot to work with, allowing him to play a bunch of silly and unique hitmen, with one that is totally just him doing a spot-on Patrick Bateman impression.
I like suicide. That seems clean.
Doesn't it? That's the dream. But a left-handed person doesn't shoot themselves with the right hand.
One thing I was really initially disappointed by was that it was going to be released on Netflix. However, in Canada, it was given a theatrical release, which I was just beyond happy. And I saw it on the big screen, and my god, it was such a fun experience. I just wouldn't think it would be the same watching it on TV. And it even got a Blu-ray release as well here, which I'm surprised in the States it just hasn't, but I'm happy nonetheless. Anyways, Powell continues to show his versatility and proves that if you're passionate enough, you can make it to the top, and he didn't do it through connections. His sheer perseverance and dedication to his craft has got him to where he is.
For me, movies have always been my love language. It's like how I talk to my parents. Like, it's what we talked about around the dinner table growing up. And it's like how I relate to people. It's like movie quotes. So it's like the connection I have with people really has so much to do with movies. You'll have kids come up and be like, oh my God, I want to be an actor. Like, I want to do that. And you're like, yeah, that's how it happens. You see these seminal movies that change the way you think about the theatrical experience or change the way you think about what's possible on screen. Thanks for watching. See you soon.
Slug is killing the game. Look at that height! That's my boy. That's my slug boy.
3 days later.
Where's my slug? Not here, not here, not here, not here. Oh my gosh! My slug is Tom Cruise!
A few inches later.
Back again with slug line. I had to stand on a chair in my trailer because my slug is chilling on the ceiling. Gravity ain't no thing. Hashtag slug.